I'm shouting out the Ministry of Wrestling podcast.
The Ministry of Wrestling podcast. Do you know what I think about the Ministry of Wrestling podcast? It's my favourite podcast, and I'm yet to listen to it. Right now, I will listen to it. That's the deal, right? So right now, if you're looking at my bald head and you're not listening to the Ministry of Wrestling podcast, I'm ashamed of you. I'm disappointed in you. You've made me sad, and the only way you can sort this out is by listening to
the Ministry of Wrestling podcast.
Do it now and subscribe. And do other things with the thing.
All right, thank you. Stop there.
Hey yo guys, this is how you doing. It's me, the one AJ Anthony Jordan, representing the Ministry of Wrestling. And if you see me, you know what that means. We're back for another prediction show. It's a pumped one because we were 4 out of 5 for Money in the Bank, but this time all 5 of us are all in, baby. No, I don't apologize for that pun because it's AEW All In, the largest event in UK wrestling history. In wrestling history, it's the biggest night for AEW for sure. It's a good night for wrestling. I know I can predict the comments now, but what would ticket sales? What guys, it doesn't matter right now. Let's celebrate the fact that wrestling is doing numbers, okay? That's the biggest thing right now. If you're a wrestling fan like myself, this is what we celebrate. More to the point, guys, it's a big night. It's a big card. I'm all over the place. I'm excited for it. So if I am, and I'm the WWE guy, you're allowed to be excited too. Now, before we go into how the Ministry of Wrestling prediction show works, it's been a tough week for wrestling fans, a very tough week for wrestling fans. So it's not going to look good on pod, but I encourage you guys to jump over to our YouTube page right now because I have to do a moment silent for 2 late great superstars, Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. So this image is courtesy of WWE, not that we asked permission, but it's on Google, so it's public format. Here we go. Rest in peace, you 2 legends. Okay, guys, just a small personal note. There are some videos coming out for like a Bray Wyatt tribute, but I'm not gonna lie and pretend I've followed Terry Funk's career from the beginning, but I'm aware he was like an ECW legend. The first time I really saw this gentleman was as Chainsaw Charlie along Cactus Jack during the Attitude Era, and then you pay attention to that this guy could really go on. You know, he really put in at an older age. So there's maximum respect to Terry Funk there, and Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt. What a talent, what a mind. Again, as I said in my video, and you guys will hear it, wasn't so much of a fan of his return to the WWE, but it was what it was. The Fiend's entrance was one of the greatest things. He literally had the whole world in his hands at WrestleMania against John Cena. Like, there is nothing but love and respect for Bray Wyatt and what he's done. Again, the Rotunda family, the Wyndham family, these are 2 families that came together, and they've 2 kids in the industry. So we've lost a great mind and a great individual from what I've seen in the not only the tweet since he's passed, when he was released, just in general, people have a lot of respect for this man and what he's done. So RIP, and Bray was gone way too soon. But as I said in my other video, which you guys will see sometime soon, he's with Brody once again. So you know what that means. The Wyatt family are there and here on earth because we still got Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman and 2 angels looking down on us from above. Okay, guys, now into prediction show time. Rest in peace to these guys once again. How does the show work? Basically, all 5 of us will drop our predictions in a pre-recorded fashion. The reason we do that is none of us cannot influence the other. Every time we predict the winner to a match, we get a point. Every time we don't get a point. All of these points are then amassed. And what we do is the person with the most points in that show will get a selection of show points, and it breaks down as so. So let me just give you an idea of how it goes. The person with the most pay-per-view prediction show points is what we call it, and then show points is based on the show that you're watching. So today it's all about All In. If I called a match, let's just say BCC were to beat Eddie Kingston and co, then I would get 1 point. The more I call it, the more I get points, and it works like this. If I was to get the most pay-per-view points, then I would get 4 show points. If the person in second place were to get it, they get 3 show points. Third place gets 2 show points. Fourth place gets 1 show point, and fifth place gets no show points. Now, we're not doing it to like antagonize the last person, like, you got 0. It's just like, use your soccer, aka British football rules. You get 3 points for winning, 1 for drawing, 0 for losing. It's just that there's 5 of us, we had to spread it out a bit more. Anyway, I hope you got it. And we're going to go moving on now into the world of All In. And Zero Hour has got two very exciting matches. And the first one is actually linked to the main event to All In. So let's not waste any time for it. Aussie Open versus Better Than You, baby, for the ROH Tag Team titles. Okay, so we're talking 0 Hour, Aussie Open versus Better Than You, baby. Do you know what? There's this thing that says to me that there is a slight chance that MJF and Adam Cole are going to be tag team champs, and the storyline can go all over the place. But my vision is I suppose it's Kingdom. I think Kingdom are going to be some kind of intervention, and they're going to cost the guys the match while trying to help the guys in the match. So I'm going to go for Aussie Open for the win. That's the way I think they're going to try to help Adam Cole, not so much MJF, and it's going to screw up one way or another. And yeah, you'll hear the rest of my thoughts later on, but that's what I think is going to happen. Aussie Open for a very unfortunate win, actually, because Better Than You, baby, would be a cool tag.
Okay, Aussie Open versus Double Clothesline. I guess that's what we're calling them now. So this match is so interesting to me because it not only sets up what happens later in the night potentially for the World Championship match, but what's so clever about it is that no matter what you do in this match, every result is good. If Aussie Open win, fantastic. If we get new tag team champions, fantastic. If we get outside interference, taking whose side, more on that later, fantastic. It's so hard to call this, but for me, what needs to happen, and I'm not going to give the full story now because I need to go into the full story during the World Championship match. But for me, what needs to happen here, as much as God, I would love to see the chaos of seeing a new tag team champs who then have to face each other for the world title. If that happens, so happy. Like, bring on the chaos. But I think Aussie Open need to retain, and that needs to start creating the fracture between MJF and Adam Cole. So I'm going to go with Aussie Open to retain on this one. But God, I'll be happy if I'm wrong.
This name can't be real. And usually I leave it to the guys to say the name. Aussie Open? That doesn't sound real, but that's the name of a tag team from ROH. So... and they're against MJF and Cole. So yeah, this is where it'll fall apart so that later the match means something. It would be good if they win and they're the tag team champions going into the match later to become against each other. So the tag team champions against each other forever. But that's not the way then the tech's going. Retention show, the retaining show. They're giving it to the ROH people. They can't drop it. You can't drop a tag team against two singles. I hate when that happens. I don't even know if the Aussie Opens are two singles, but they sound like they have to be a tag team with a name like that. But, let's stick with it. Aussie Open to win. What? I didn't say that sentence.
Yo, it's me. It's that ultimate finesse Simsy, reigning champ. So this is my prediction for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles between the Aussie Open and MJF and Adam Cole, baby. Now, this is very interesting because in this concept, MJF and Adam Cole are facing each other for the World Heavyweight title, the AEW World title. And usually in this concept, you know, they would be paired together. They would have already won the tag team titles, but then they would have lost it just on the eve of them facing each other in the main event. It's happened with John Cena and HBK. It's happened with multiple teams. So this would be the obvious. However, it would be very interesting if they did win and then went on to the world title match, because then it would make you think, well, how are they going to run this? You know, they're tag team champions. You know, now they're going for the world title now. Is it friendship versus the title? Is it title versus friendship? Is it the world title versus the tag team titles? It's a very interesting dynamic. And if Tony Khan has done his homework, he would probably ride with that, because it would make people think, well, okay, it's not that predictable. However, after seeing Dynamite, Because someone was teasing a little turn sort of thing. It was almost HBK-esque, to be fair. And I just think that this is just being hidden so well. Somebody's riding somebody. I don't know if it's MJF with Adam Cole, or Adam Cole with MJF, especially with Roderick getting involved and stuff. But I don't think they're going to cost each other the match. I think Roderick is going to cost MJF and Adam Cole the tag titles. And then obviously that's going to go on to the World Championship. So I'm going to say Aussie Open to retain. And I'm very reluctantly saying this because I really want to say MJF and Adam Cole because of that dynamic. And I can see it and the fact that it's not been done before. But I think where everyone thinks the obvious is going to happen, I think that's not going to happen. I think Roderick Strong is going to get involved because he's going to be the side chick jealous person, and he's going to cost them the match. And then Adam Cole will have to decide whether he's going to run with MJF or run with Roderick Strong. But I think there's going to be a few teasers in this match which will determine the ending. And because of that, yeah, I'm going to say Aussie Open to retain the ROH tag team titles.
All right, Big Tone in the zone. Here's my prediction for Aussie Open versus MJF and Adam Cole for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Now, this is a great way to start off the show. I mean, it's not often, in fact, I think it's only happened a couple of times in history, where the people that are in the main event are also in the very first match. And I know this is definitely the first time that the people that are in the main event have been on the pre-show before. And, I feel that this is going to be a great opening match. They're going to, aim to give us a nice little taste of what to expect later. Maybe tease some dissension. Maybe, set up a storyline beat that's going to play out later on. But ultimately, I think MJF and Adam Cole are going to be getting those tag team championships for a good moment, a good feel-good moment, make everyone, just be buzzing about the whole show, kick it off with a bang, which is quite hilarious because it's probably not going to end so well later on, but I'll cover that in my prediction for the World Championship. So, better than you to win the tag team belts.
I'm thrown. If you've ever watched the past 3 to 4 shows, not only are all of us normally calling the same match as the same winner for the first match, me and Big Tone have normally been like that. We're just following each other match for match. First match out the gate. We're going separate ways. He's the only man who's called Better Than You, baby, to win the tag team titles. I would love it. But I don't believe it's the way. We'll get into it later on. But well played. So guys, if that was to happen right now, if Big Tone gets that, he is on 5 points. The rest of us are going to be on 4. However, on the other way, if we are all right and he's wrong, we're on 4 points, and he is down to 0 because we fill out the gaps of how it works. It's hard to explain, but oh my God, Big Tone out the gate is separate from the rest of the ministry. And anyway, 0 Hour has now got 2 matches, and this one I'm excited for because I'm going to see Jack Perry live. I still call him Jungle Boy, but yeah, Jack Perry live. And yeah, Hook is going to be there as well. It's going to be all kinds of cool. So let's not waste any time. The FTW title is on the line as Hook takes on Jack Perry. How did the guys vote? Let's have a look.
Jack Perry versus Hook. I'm very happy that Hook has got on the card here, but I question whether they're going to put the title back on him. That would be the feel-good thing. And listen, I'll be the first to say that having the FTW title on Jack Perry just is not a good fit, given that his reason for, going solo was to win a legitimate singles title with the highest of respect to the FTW title. It's legitimate, but it's like, if you're FTW champion, it means you're top of the lower card. Jack Perry's not a lower card guy anymore. It's silly. The fact that Luchasaurus, the guy who he literally split from to go on a singles run, would be holding a belt that's worth more than that, just doesn't make sense to me. So if they were to put the title on Hook, I would see the reasoning behind that. But then again, I'm the guy who didn't see the point of putting the title on Jack Perry in the first place. And I don't imagine they're going to course correct that quickly. So I guess Jack Perry to win by nefarious means. Yeah, Jack Perry. We'll go with that.
Cool. So this match, we have Jack Perry, Jungle Boy versus Hook. Hook has been unstoppable from what I heard, and everyone keeps going on about him like he's really... I don't know the big deal about him. Jungle Boy is someone I've been a fan of from day one. I don't know. The UK fans might end up booing him, but hey, I've been saying it from how long I made original videos, and I'm going to go stick with it. It's a night of champions. Champions are winning all the time. It's a retaining show, and I'm sticking with Jack Perry to win. Jungle Boy. And I'm going to be singing along to that tune because, yeah, one of the people that got me when I first started watching AEW. So yeah, I gotta say Jack Perry.
Yo, what's up? So the next match is Jack Perry versus Hook for the FTW Championship. Now, it hasn't really... I don't even know which way to go with this, because apparently Perry was going to retire the FTW Championship. But how does he do that if he doesn't beat Hook? You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of real hard to kind of determine who's going to be the winner in that match when Hook is obviously due to get some kind of payback, but then Perry is saying he's going to retire the FTW Championship. So it's like, you know, it can go either way. Hook has obviously suffered his first defeat. So now how does he continue as a wrestler? You know, does he go for defeat number 2? But at the same time, Perry hasn't really done anything since he's got the belt. He hasn't really done anything. He's been on the mic a couple of times, and that's just as much as I've known about it, really. To be honest with you, I've pretty much lost interest in this rivalry because it's pretty much gone nowhere. But I'm just going to say, just for the sake of receipts and so forth, it's really hard. Because I'm thinking, you know, how do you keep the heel Jack Perry relevant, and can Hook afford another loss? You know, being that he's only had his first loss, so it's pretty hard to determine whether who's going to win. So without thinking about it too much, I will say Hook will beat Perry and become once again the FTW champion.
All right, Big Tone. Once again in the zone. There's been some additional matches added to All In, so here's some additional videos. All right, so we'll start with Jack Perry versus Hook for the FTW Championship. Yep. All right, so I just don't see this going any other way than Hook getting the title back, really, because the title's not really a fit for Jack Perry, not unless he changes it to something else. So, him walking around with it. Yeah, it's funny, like, seeing him beating up all the, you know, the geriatric hardcore people. But beyond that, I'm not sure how much legs this has. So, I reckon Hook in All In London, you know, you're going to get that title back. Put some respect on it.
The FTW title is on the line. Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus the one that they send, and a bit of a thing back there as a signal. Hook, yes, for the FTW title, as I said. Which way does this go? There's only so many times I could go against my boy, okay? I've done it for 2 shows, and I'm not going to do it a third time. Jungle Boy for the win. That's the FTW we're talking about right now. Jungle Boy for the win. I think it helps with the heel run that we've got going on. Hook has had his moment. I think this would also be Hook's biggest defeat, and if you're going to do it in the biggest wrestling event of all time as it's been advertised. So yeah, it may cost me dearly, but yeah, just because he's gone heel doesn't mean I'm not down with Jack Perry anymore. So Jungle Boy Jack Perry for the win, and still your FTW champion. I ain't changing my mind. I'm, as I said, major Jack Perry fan, so I'm really excited to see him there, and that's the way. Right, okay, that is 0 hour, unless Tony Khan surprises me with the Hardy Boys, which I'm still praying for, Tone. But more to the point, we are now moving on to the main show, guys. I'm following this from a Wikipedia listing, so I don't believe this is going to be match one. But if it is match one of the main card, then we're in for a treat. Either way, the match is happening, so we're in for a treat. It's the rubber match between FTR and the Young Bucks, baby. So yeah, which way is it going to go? The AEW Tag Team titles is on the line. Let's have a look how the guys voted.
FTR versus the team I usually always pick the Elite, but I don't think it's Elite right now. It's the Young Bucks because they have another thing later where it's the Golden Elite or whatever it is. I've been reading up on this because I need to know where to go nuts. Anyway, the Elite, my spot flex people. I hope they open tonight so they can have time to rest and then come back later and kill it. So, but they're going against FTR. I'm a big fan of FTR, and I love the fact that they went with that name, you know, the Revival. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, plus it's the retention show, so FTR to retain. Let's stick with it. If I already started, I might as well finish. FTR to retain, yeah. So that's my pick, FTR.
Yo, so my next prediction is for the Ring of Honor. No, sorry, the AEW Tag Team Champions. And this is between FTR and the Young Bucks. Now, this is the trilogy. This is the rubber match. This is the third match between them to determine between them two who's the best. Now,
FTR versus the Young Bucks for the World Tag Team Championships. Now, this one is going to be a certified classic. I think out of all the matches they have, they're probably going to go in the most in this one because it's in front of the biggest crowd. It's the rubber match between these two great teams, and like this could be a show stealer, to be honest. Like both teams are like the teams in AEW when it comes to tag teams. So it'd be great to see them clash one more time. As for who comes out on top, I've got to believe that, like, some of the Elite, if not all of the Elite, are going to have the moment in the sun here. But it's difficult because, like, they're also still the EVPs. And the Elite have been very good at letting other people get over on them. FTR have held the titles for a while. So, this one is actually very difficult who's going to win. But, you know what? I'm actually going to go for FTR to retain their titles. This based purely on the fact that I feel like Tony Khan is just high on FTR, and like they're being portrayed as the top team in the division, and yeah, I feel they're even gonna put them as a top team over the Young Bucks.
Possibly one of the biggest tag team matches in the history of wrestling, and it's happening for the third time. It's the rubber match, and this is what makes it even bigger. And it's for the AEW title, and it's for guys who have won titles all over the globe. FTR, is that the Revival, or just FTR? We're not going to use the other words, we're trying to keep it clean out here. Or the Young Bucks themselves, Matt and Nick Jackson. I'm really, really torn on this because I know it's Elite time and all of that, but I'm gonna have to go with FTR to retain. I believe there's a lot more to go in the world of the Elite as a bigger faction and project. So this loss doesn't really hurt the Bucks because everyone knows the Bucks. And don't get me wrong, it's not that no one knows FTR, but FTR I feel need that win just that bit more. And for that, I'm going with FTR for the win to solidify themselves as that tag team. So sorry Bucks, but FTR for the win.
FTR versus the Young Bucks. Not only is this contender for match of the night, this is going to be AEW, right? for all of the WWE fans out there, AEW do not get enough credit for their quality of matches over the course of the last 12 to 18 months. This is all my opinion, obviously, so it matters no more than yours. But I've seen my favorite Iron Man match ever. That MJF Bryan Danielson thing was the best Iron Man match I've ever seen. I've seen what I genuinely believe is a contender for the best Fatal 4-Way I've ever seen, the Four Pillars match. Despite the fact that we all knew where that was ending, that match was sensational. I've seen one of the best cage matches I've ever seen with the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers. Like, these guys just keep on raising the game, man. And I think we're about to see a contender for the greatest tag team match ever. And I'm saying this, and I know this is sacrilege to many, I'm not even a big FTR guy. Like, yeah, I'm all about the Bucks. But I gotta say one thing. Even though I'm not big on FTR's style, I can't think of many bad FTR matches that I've seen. Oh man, this is hard. And again, they're in a beautiful position where it doesn't really matter which way you go. Both of these options are fine. You know, the big slogan being, who is the greatest ever? Is it FTR or is it the Young Bucks? In my opinion, irrespective of who wins, the Young Bucks are more deserving of that accolade than FTR. Just my opinion. And there is something like, it almost feels like the way they're building this at the moment is that FTR have got this story they need to finish. There's this chip off their shoulder, the chip on their shoulder that they need to get off their shoulder. You've got to think about it this way. FTR have been tearing up shop, right? They've been beating everyone. They called out the Young Bucks as an acknowledgement, that kind of like the last hurdle that they have to cross in order to be considered the GOATs, even though for me they'll never be the GOATs. But storyline wise, what they have to do is beat the Bucks. So for that reason, as much as I want to see the Young Bucks do it, I'm going to go FTR. They are having a storyline at the moment that's about cementing their legacy. And to cement that legacy, they need to win this rubber match. So FTR to win, but I want the Young Bucks to win. I'm supporting I'm in a win-win position here, because if FTR win, great, I get a point. If the Young Bucks win, great, I'm happy. Either way, I win. So happy days, but FTR to win.
I can't help but agree with Nico. There is the only winner here is the fans watching and in attendance. You've got two great teams out there. So yeah, it looks like most people are going FTR on this one. Do you guys agree? Well, time will tell if you're right or wrong. But yeah, we're Team FTR as it seems out here. Okay, guys, this match I am pumped for. I'm excited for, because I'm so happy to see this lady back in the ring. We are talking the Fatal 4-Way. Hikaru Shida, Britt Baker DMD, Toni Storm, the lady formerly known as Paige, Saraya Knight, back in the UK doing her thing. Yeah, spoiler to my prediction, but yeah, let's hear how the guys go. It's a big one for the AEW Women's title.
So the next prediction is for the AEW Women's World title between the reigning champion Hikaru Shida, Toni Storm, Saraya, and as of Dynamite on Wednesday, the Dr. DMD, Britt Baker. Now, this is another interesting concept, and it could go any way. We know Saraya wants to win that world title. We know Toni Storm wants it back. We know Hikaru Shida has been gunning for another title run, which she does have now. And obviously Britt Baker as well. Now, without getting too deep into this, I'm not going to make a long prediction, because if Hikaru retains, it wouldn't be a problem. If Saraya won, here's the thing, if she won, she hasn't got the real opponent to defend that title against. You know, it's pretty much been Toni Storm that's been doing the run-ins, so I don't think she will win it. So that takes her out of the picture. Hikaru Shida, although she just won that title, I think it's a transitional thing. And it's probably purely because the former champ got beaten. You know, the UK Miss Southampton, she it would have been really good if she had the title going into Wembley Stadium, but unfortunately she's not going to be there. So it seems to be this transitional thing until she comes back. So I'm going to say, purely because of the beginning of her name and where AEW is going to be, that it would kind of, you know, kind of ring a bell sort of thing, kind of swarm towards the UK fans. So just for the sake of her name and where they're going to be, I'm going to say that the new Ring of AEW Women's World Champion will be Britt Baker, DMD. She's going to be the Brit that wins in the Brits, in front of the Brits. So yeah, I kind of made a little riddle there, and just for that sense, that's why I think Britt Baker is going to win be the new women's champion. So yeah, Britt Baker.
All right, fatal four-way for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Toni Storm versus Hikaru Shida versus Saraya versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Yep, now this should be a nice little match here. Lots of action. Fatal four ways are always great. I think the women will definitely go in because they're the only real representation on the card. So therefore, man, they got to show out. Yep. In terms of who's gonna win, though, let's see. Hikaru Shida's just got the title from Toni Storm. Is this a transitional run? Possibly. Yeah. It would be a good time and a good place to put the title back on DMD, who is like the biggest star in the women's division. Well, definitely in terms of popularity. However, though, if you really do want to have a moment, I feel the prudent thing to do would be to put the belt on Saraya, who, after, of course, returning from her long-ass injury, for her to become the world champion in front of her home audience, yeah, and in front of 80,000 plus people, that'd be a big moment for her, and I think that's the moment they're gonna go for. So Saraya for the win.
So this match I'm looking forward to. This match I really, really am hoping that I get this right because it's going to be a big one for us. It's the ladies' fatal four-way for the AEW Women's Championship. We're talking Toni Storm. We're talking DMD, Britt Baker. We're talking the champ, Hikaru Shida. And we're talking the UK's very own, and I believe the first time I'm going to see her live, Saraya. And oh my days, please don't make it wrong, TK. Don't do us the injustice. Don't do the WWE thing and make the hometown hero lose, because we are going to tear the roof off of Wembley, and Wembley doesn't have a roof. Wembley doesn't have good acoustics. You wait and see what happens when Miss Saraya Knight takes the victory, and I swear to God, you better take the victory. I'm probably wrong, but 100% it has to be my vote. Saraya for the win. I am so happy to hear that she got back into her ring. I'm so happy to be able to say I'm going to see her live, and I want to be even happier to see her raise the title. And it also helps in terms of the feud, because her and Miss Storm might be a bit upset because Miss Monroe was our previous champ, and then Saraya took the title from her. It doesn't matter. Saraya for the win.
Okay, the women's fatal four-way. Let's first talk about why there's only one women's match on this card. And as great as match as that is, this is a recurring problem with AEW. My single biggest gripe with them is that they have an amazing roster of talented women, and yet there's only one woman on the show each week. Now granted, you'll see Julia Hart walk out with the House of Black, which is good, but there really should be more women. Like, why is Chris Statlander not defending her title? It's ridiculous. Why is Jade Cargill not on the card? And on that note, I'm going to make a bold prediction here and say that you'll actually see Jade Cargill come out at the end. Irrespective of who wins, you're going to see Jade Cargill come out, do a point and say, "You're next," a la Goldberg. So look for Jade to show up. But of the 4 competitors, Toni Storm, Saraya, Dr. Britt Baker DMD, and Hikaru Shida, who wins? So I believe that the only reason they've put the belt on Shida is to keep the outcasts together. Because Saraya's winning this. Dr. Britt Baker's there because she's a fan favorite and she has star power. Hikaru Shida is there as a vessel because they don't want to break up the outcasts. And I don't believe for a moment they would have done a Saraya versus Toni Storm match and kept them together. So you take the belt off Toni, so you can put it on Shida, you keep the outcasts together, and then you can put the belt on Saraya in front of the home crowd. If they don't do this, it is one of the biggest missed opportunities ever. Everything Saraya has been through in her career, between having her career ended shortly, between being beloved in the UK, whether she's a face or a heel, between coming triumphantly to AEW. This is so written in the stars for this girl who's had an incredibly difficult professional and personal life, for it to come full circle in her home country and win a title in front of the biggest ever wrestling gate. You have to do this. It has to be Saraya.
We got the women's 4-way. And time for me to butcher. Actually, I don't need to butcher some names. I forgot I'm on a wrestling podcast with a bunch of people that watch wrestling, so they can mention it. For notice, I don't go first. And the winner, as I keep calling it, the retention show, because they're all in, and then there's going to be a all out. So, oh, what's the other way around? I don't even know which way around it is, actually. But I'll be at the show, enjoying myself, making a lot of noise, getting a big headache because I get too loud. But for this match, anyway, I'm going with the champ's going to retain, which is Shida. I'm going to say the last name because I can say Shida. No, Akariyu Shida. I'm trying. But yeah, that's who's going to win this. So it's going to be fun. That's all I'm going to say all day.
Interesting. There seems to be a bit of a split here. No one seems to be going for Miss Storm, but we have different views on who could be the next AEW Women's Champion. So, hey, keep an eye out. Now, I have a feeling everyone's going to go the same way, because if you look just a bit above me this way. Oh, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You can see the face paint. It's Sting. And I have a feeling we're going to go the same way. But yes, it's Sting and Darby Allin versus Swerve Strickland. And now Christian Cage in a coffin match. Which way did the guys go? Let's have a look.
Okay, since like Dynamite has happened, some of these like matches I actually have to end up redoing anyway. Yeah. So now poor AR Fox has been bumped from the casket match. I feel that's a bit that's just deep, man. My whole thing before was congratulations to AR Fox for getting that moment at All In, and he's not getting it anymore. Instead, replacing him is Christian Cage. But like the result remains the same, and Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage, there's no way they're beating Darby Allin and Sting. Sting hasn't lost once at a pay-per-view, and he's not about to lose in front of 80 odd thousand people. Yeah, so yeah. Unfortunately, what makes it more interesting is who's going in the casket now. Is it going to be both Strickland and Cage? Or if not, I don't know. I'm not sure who's eating the casket, but for sure, I know that Darby and Sting are taking the win.
This match has me. It's the coffin match. We're talking Sting and Darby Allin versus Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage. Now, it was AR Fox, and they've changed it to Christian Cage. And the rumours are going around, and it's rumours that can't be ignored. Edge, Adam Copeland, are we going to see him one more time? And this is what's got me, because if you do have Adam Copeland, even the fact that you just got Christian means you can even get a Gangrel, which has the Brood element, and that gives you something. That gives you something to be really excited about. But could you imagine a full-on Brood reunion? The only thing that bugs me is Edge has been a WWE guy through and through. Edge has been that guy. And a year ago, Edge had warned people that the last time we saw him in Canada may have been his last, like one of the few times. The next time you see him, it may be his sign off. And this is the problem. Does Edge return to AEW and lose the beautiful send off that he believes he's just had from the WWE? Yes, you can get that magic moment. Does he even have the rights to Metalingus? I don't know. Does he come out to Rob Zombie? Yes, it's cool to end with Christian, but do you get that high note? Like, you've had all those moments, and then to just come and, what is it, a one-off? What's it go? I don't actually know which way he goes. I'm so torn, because that's the only factor that I think could change this. But there's one thing that is a consistent in life, and AEW love the man that they call Sting. So I'm just gonna go for it, because I actually don't know. I've never seen the guy lose in AEW, and I'm not a fan of the clown gimmick. That really, Sting clown is not for me. But I'm gonna say Sting and Darby Allin are gonna put two men in the coffin. So that's the way for it. Sting and Darby Allin for the win.
The match I'm most excited for, another one of my Rushmore wrestlers, one of the icons. There's your pun. One of the icons of my childhood wrestling experience. Yeah. Sting, Darby Allin, AR Fox, and Swerve Strickland. Great. I'm only here for one guy. It's Sting! Are you kidding me? We're going to see Sting at Wembley? How can you not be excited for this? This is going to be amazing. He's 64 and he's doing things that he should not be doing. This guy can still go. Sting is going to be in front of 85,000 people. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with this? We're going to see Sting? It can only be one winner here. Darby Allin and Sting have got to take this. They need to bury AR Fox, because that's what the story's been leading to. You cannot have Sting lose at a pay-per-view that big. It just no. Sting and Darby are winning this.
One of my easiest picks. If Sting's in a match, you've got to pick Sting. Oh my God. This might be a wrestler I haven't seen before. I might have seen him in TNA, but I can't remember. But hey, I wonder who's going to jump off. I got to say Sting and Darby Allin. It's a coffin match or coffin drop match or whatever they want to call it. It's the gimmick for Darby, but Sting's in this, and Sting doesn't lose pay-per-view matches, even though he only does pay-per-view matches, but he's a bit nuts, and I haven't seen him wrestle for quite a while. I've just heard about him doing his dives and his jumps, and I'm going to get to see him in person, so gonna pop for that, and the winner is going to be Sting and Darby Allin, because never bet against the Stinger unless it's against Taker, which we didn't get. Sting to win.
Next prediction is Sting and Darby Allin versus the Mogul Embassy. Now, in this match doesn't really interest me. I know it's Sting and the UK fans are going to be ecstatic, but I don't really think that there's really much to say on this match. It's just led to, a big match. And usually when it comes to pay-per-views, I've said this before, when it comes to pay-per-views, Sting rarely loses. He doesn't lose. It's a big event. It's the first of its kind in the UK. It's going to be a record attending situation. So for that matter, I think that Sting's record is not going to be touched. It's not going to be disturbed at all. And then obviously he's got his bastard son with him. So at the end of the day, I think that Sting and Darby Allin are going to win that match. Nothing really much to kind of think about, not much really to say. It's just going to be a wicked spectacle. The UK fans are going to go crazy and be like, woo, and all this kind of stuff. Sting and Darby Allin to win that match.
I kind of called it. Did you guys call it? Sting losing? At All In doesn't seem right, does it? Just doesn't seem right. Anyway, that's the way. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? We may all get the biggest shock of our lives, biggest stadium, biggest loss for Sting in AEW. Who knows? Unlikely, but who knows? Anyway, we move on. This is the madness of all madness because there's going to be 80,000 plus people in the stadium, and then there's going to be a stampede, and it's not from us, it's from the actual wrestlers, because yes, it's the stadium stampede, the BCC with the newly returned Proud and Powerful versus Eddie Kingston, Penta, El Zero Medio, the Best Friends. Yeah, it's mad. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Oh, did I say Eddie Kingston? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Here we go. Stadium Stampede. How's it going? Let's have a look.
Stadium Stampede. Say it with me. We're actually getting a Stadium Stampede match in London. Like, respect to AJ, who said he saw this coming. This caught me so off guard, I can't tell you, and I cannot wait for this. The saddest part of this is that we find out at time of recording, Ray Phoenix, for I believe it's visa reasons, he's not going to be in Wembley, and he's one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. I love me a luchador. So to not see Ray is going to be really, really sad. You would have to think that they're not just going to replace him. Again, that I'm recording this before Dynamite aired, so this might all be out the window. But at time of recording, logic would dictate that you just don't put three surprise people with the BCC. You put 2 surprise people with the BCC. That would seem the most logical thing, and you make it a 5-on-5. If it ends up being 6-on-6, fine also. Irrespective of whether it's 5-on-5 or 6-on-6, and irrespective of who the surprise 2 or 3 people are, I mean, can anyone really see Best Friends beating the Blackpool Combat Club in a Stadium Stampede match? For me, this is just about getting as many bodies as you can into the show. Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy needed to be on the show. Bang, there you go. Have a Stadium Stampede match. I can't see the Blackpool Combat Club losing this. It has to be them. As for who I think the surprise entrants are going to be, dream pick, my heart would say Minoru Suzuki. Him and John Moxley together, that would be pretty stellar. It's very sad that we're not getting Danielson, obviously. Pac's not going to be about. Jamie Hayter's injured. Like, it sucks. It's like the first Forbidden Door, isn't it? There's a huge list of people who are like, I wish you were there. I don't know who maybe throw the Acclaimed in there as part to join with the BCC. I can't see it. And it shocks me that the Acclaimed are not on this card. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know who the picks are going to be, but I know the BCC is going to win. So that's my pick.
Matches like this should not be on prediction shows because they don't even let you predict, because they don't give you a chance to let you know what's happening. You can hear my excitement has kind of dropped because I'm now thinking about the competition, and this is not going to give me a perfect score. I have no idea who to pick. I don't know who's in this match. I went and checked just a while ago online just to see what's this match about, who's this match, and it's a match meant to be fully in the stadium. It's 3-on-3, but a lot of people, like a battle royal style. It's just craziness. I should pick the Blackpool Combat Club because, like, Blackpool, UK. That makes sense. I should pick them. Orange Cassidy's in one of the teams, but he's teaming with the Best Friends, who, from what I heard from everyone, they're entertaining, but not that good. I don't want to go with Cassidy because that's the shirt I'll be wearing on the day. I'll be wearing my Orange Cassidy shirt because, thank you, my boy Nico, birthday present. So I got to go with, but damn. Do you know what? This is long and I haven't made a pick. Those are the only 2 teams I know. And I'm going to do a virtual coin, mentally flick it in the air. I don't really have one, but I'm going to whoop. Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah. Blackpool is. Cassidy wins, I don't mind, but whoever wins, they win. Hopefully none of us get this right so it doesn't count as anything. Please.
Yo, so little change to a match. There is now Eddie Kingston, Best Friends, and Penta El Zero Miedo versus the Blackpool Combat Club with my proud and powerful two, man, Santana and Ortiz. Ortiz makes his comeback, and then Santana makes his comeback. And now I'm thinking, can a man start a comeback on the loss? I mean, I know he doesn't have to take the pinfall because it looks like this is just going to be one massive fight, and whoever takes the pinfall, anyone can take the pinfall here. Like, you know, Santana doesn't have to take the pinfall, Ortiz doesn't have to take the pinfall, Orange Cassidy doesn't have to take the pinfall, and it's just going to be a complete madness, it seems. But, yeah, you know what? I mean, you know what it is? I'm just thinking, they're in the UK, we're in the stadium, Blackpool Combat Club. Come on, man. I think they're going to get a little bit more cheer than the Best Friends, like, you know what I mean? I mean, I know you kind of got to give the people what they want, but what the people want in the UK is to get behind the Blackpool Combat Club. So you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I might have changed my prediction, but because I was thinking at first Eddie Kingston and that, but then when Santana came back, I was like, oh, and that just strengthens the Blackpool Combat Club, really. Yeah, so I'm picking the Blackpool Combat Club with Santana and Ortiz to win the match, and the Best Friends and Eddie Kingston to lose. Eddie might even turn on his own teammates for all I know. You know what I mean? He's unpredictable. That's the thing with him, and that's what kind of makes me think otherwise as well. So yeah, I'm going with the Blackpool Combat Club and Santana and Ortiz to win the match.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back and change this, yeah, because again, what's happened on Dynamite, and that is the big Stadium Stampede match. Now, on one hand, I'm not sure if they're doing 6 men again, or if they are still indeed just doing 5, because again, like what's listed is different from what's been said in Dynamite. But yeah, proud and powerful in it. Yeah, like return Santana and Ortiz. So like that's a big thing. Yeah. Now, do we make them return and lose in their first match? Also, John Moxley is in this match as well, and to be honest, he's considered one of the company's biggest stars. But then, yeah, on the other side, you got Orange Cassidy and Eddie Kingston, and yeah, Lord knows the company loves them. So this is really hard to call considering this. But I'm gonna change my pick, and I'm gonna go for the BCC. I'm proud and powerful to like secure the win. Yeah, and I reckon they're gonna play that song Wild Thing for like ages as well. So yeah, there we go.
Stadium Stampede. Now I could call it Eddie Kingston and Co. versus the BCC and Proud and Powerful. Bear with me a second because I don't want to be so disrespectful. So I'm going to say Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, and Penta El Zero Medio versus the BCC Blackpool Combat Club. John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Utah, Santana, and Ortiz. Yeah, that's all the names out there. I do apologise. It's just one too many for me, and I don't really watch the product. At first, I went with this to be a definite thing, because one thing I've learned is, as much as Sting doesn't lose, Eddie Kingston is the heart and soul of AEW. He is that guy. I'm not a fan, but he does it for you guys, you know? That's the way it is. I was really going to go for Eddie on this, and then I saw that they brought back Proud and Powerful, and that's something kind of fresh. These guys have been out for a minute, so that nearly chose it, and I know how much it means to Leon. He's been like even tagged by these guys or acknowledged by these guys for his Proud and Powerful love. But you know what? I'm going to stick with my original decision. I think this is the one that's going to send everyone happy. It also sucks that we lost Ray Phoenix, which would have really, really made my day. But hey, they got the OC. So yeah, let's keep it this way. Let's go for Eddie Kingston to win, because it's going to be, despite the fact that you brought his boys back, he still know how to win. So yeah, proud and powerful you may be, guys, but you're also going to have to be proud and powerful to accept that loss, because Eddie Kingston, the best friends, and Apenta El Zero Medio are going to be your winners for the Stadium Stampede in Wembley. Wembley. You can see my excitement there. Yeah, it's a weird one, and now I'm nervous because all the others have gone Blackpool Combat Club, and I'm kind of more of a BCC guy in terms of the talent that they've got in there. But me and Kingston, it's always got against me, and it probably has again this time, especially now that everybody has gone the other way. Does that help me in the victory lane, or do I just crash and burn right there? I don't know. Time will tell. Later on tonight, we will know. But anyway, guys, we move on to gold versus gold with no gold on the line. Yes, it's the Golden Elite versus Bullet Club Gold. It's going to be a big match because there are some top talents in there. Which way does it go? Let's hear how the guys voted. The Golden Elite versus Bullet Club Golden Bullet Club. I'm trying to keep up, but yeah. Golden Elite being Hangman Page, Kota Ibushi, and of course, Kenny Omega versus Bullet Club Golden, Juice Robinson, Takeshita, and of course Jay White, Switchblade. Now, really, this is the match to kind of put Switchblade on it, for honest, isn't it? Like, I want to go Golden Elite. It makes sense. It's like he's got both his boys. He's got his Elite boy, who he's just made up with. He's got Kota Ibushi, who's just made up with. He's also been losing continuously. Now, here's the thing. Is that really the way they're going to go? Because while it helps, the storyline progresses that bit further if Don Callis gets him even further. And we can't continuously have victories, but I've also gone against the Elite to win, which for the Elite to lose. So am I really going 2 shots on these guys losing? Doesn't make sense, does it? Oh, I'm losing it. Because I was going to call this the Kenny victory, and I think that is what most people would want at All In, a Kenny Omega victory. And can we see the team lose twice? It doesn't overly make sense to me. Oh, now I'm going to go against Gut Instinct versus another thought that's in my head. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... let's go with Bullet Club Golden, just because, yeah, they could do with being on the map a bit more. And this isn't main event, so it's not like you go home happiness. I think this is the one to screw the fans. Everyone believes Kenny's going to get redemption. That's going to be the whole Elite together, the whole Golden Elite versus whatever Don Callis has up his sleeve. But yeah, this isn't the victory just yet.
Oh my goodness. The Golden Elite versus Bullet Club Gold and Konosuke Takeshita. Now, again, I hear a lot of people complaining about this, saying, it should have been Kenny Omega in a singles match. Now, do I hear that noise? Yeah, for sure. But you've only got first argument, you've only got so many spaces on a card. And the same way as Kenny not being in a singles match, if Kenny were in a singles match, it would most likely mean you wouldn't see Jay White on the show, you wouldn't see Hangman Adam Page on the show, and you definitely wouldn't see Kota Ibushi on the show. This way it brings them all in. And can we just please reflect on this? You're going to see at some point in this match the 2 former Bullet Club, one current Bullet Club guy, the 2 biggest Bullet Club leaders arguably ever. And yes, I am thinking of AJ Styles, doesn't matter. It's like Kenny Omega and Jay White are going to share the ring. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? We're going to see Omega and Jay White in the ring together at Wembley? How could you not be excited about this? Add to that the hard-hitting Konosuke Takeshita. Juice Robinson he is so entertaining in his current role. I'm such a fan of Juice, and he's a brilliant wrestler to boot. Oh man, I really don't know. This is so hard to call this one. There's that little thing in the back of my mind that says Juice Robinson, as great as he is, very much his role in all of this storyline is he's made to be pinned. but I want this Callis family thing to continue. Konosuke Takeshita needs to get a big win on a big stage over Omega and over the Golden Elite. Oh, Juice Robinson to be pinned or Takeshita to take the pin. I'm going to go with Bullet Club Gold on this one. Jay White is white hot at the moment, and you need to keep pushing Takeshita up. Omega's bulletproof. The Golden Elite are bulletproof. You need to keep pushing Takeshita up. So I'm going to go with Bullet Club Gold to win this one.
Right, we have what I was talking about before. I don't know which order this is playing in, but let's just stick with keep it mellow and keep it to the point of the Elite. Elite, the Golden Elite, which that's a great name. I just saw it online. I just knew them as the Elite, but it's the trio, and I gotta go for the Elite. If I don't go for them once, which is just a Young Buck, or don't go for them all the time when it's Kenny, I gotta go with it all together. Win, lose, or draw, I always go with them, and they've been costing me a lot of points. I'm last in the standings in our little group, and this might cost me, but I got to stick with what I always do, and it's go for the Elite because, hey, I like to be elite, be the Elite. Yeah, that's my pick, Elite.
Yo, so my next prediction is for Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page +1 versus Juice Robinson, Jay White +1. Really can't remember the names here, but it's a 6-man tag, and this is very interesting. But this is main event. This is main event. Kenny Omega, which means you're going to get main event Hangman Adam Page as well, which is very interesting, by the way. I don't want to write off Jay White and Juice Robinson because this is Bullet Club that we're talking about here, you know. This is where, you know, I was inspired by the Ultimate Finesse name, you know, but it's not Chris Bay, it's not Ace Austin, it's Juice Robinson and it's Jay White. And I think in this situation, it's going to be part of Elite's night. You know, whoever knows, it might even be Elite's night all the way through, from the Young Bucks to Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. It could be an all Elite night, you know, pun intended. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very strong night for the Elite. So I'm also going to include Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page in that winner's circle, and I'm going to say that they're going to win their match against Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the extra partner that they have as well. So yeah, it will be the Elite for the win. Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page.
The Golden Elite trio of Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, and the Hangman Adam Page versus Bullet Club Golds, Jay White, Juice Robinson, along with Don Callis' Konosuke Takeshita. Now, this match has the potential to again be like a show stealer. So many of them do on this card, and of course the UK fans are gonna put gasoline on it and just make it like hot as hell. So like, can't wait for this match to happen. In terms of who gets the win, it's gotta be the Golden Elite, really. I mean, like, I feel the Elite as a whole, maybe it's gonna be all their night, maybe it's gonna be part of their night, but realistically, this is like an easy win here. The bad guys are dastardly heels. They've done some dastardly stuff on Dynamite. So, yeah, it'd be like a very prudent and obvious choice to pick the Golden Elite here.
Okay, there's a bit of a split. You can't call it 50-50. There's 5 guys, but yeah. Some have gone Golden Elite, some have gone Bullet Club Gold. Nico, I'm with you on the Bullet Club Gold right there, my bro, because, yeah, I was tempted, though. It's a tight match. The only thing, once again, the real winners, the fans. Whether you're in attendance, whether you're watching, it's going to be a big match. Anyway, we move on to what I believe will be match one of the night, because I believe we will be singing "Judas in My Mind" to just kick off the show and get everyone in their feels. But I'm aware that Chris Jericho also attacked Will Ospreay at a Rev Pro show last night, and that kind of changes stuff. But, well, anyway, we'll see which way things go. Let's check out how everyone voted.
So we have the king of wrestling right now going up against Will Ospreay. That's right, I said the king of wrestling, Jericho. Rushmore is Abraham Lincoln right now. He just can't go wrong in my eyes. Even if he's doing bad in whatever, he's going to come back. He's always there, and I don't know how he does it. I mean, I'm a fan of so many wrestlers, but they slowly fade, and he's just always been around. But with that big talk, I just praise Jericho all the way up there, the best in the world at what he does. It's going to be Will Ospreay to win this. Will Ospreay, I can't say your name properly, mate. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I'm going cheeky Nando's. Yo, Will Ospreay's going to win, but let's hope. Just take it easy. Jericho's an old man. Don't need to. It's not Kenny. Don't go too tough. Don't be so rough. Make this guy last a few more years. No shots to the back of the head or anything crazy, but entertain me, which you always do. Just please take it easy on my boy. Please. The best in the world needs to stay best in the world, not like the other best in the world. Anyway, Will Ospreay to win.
Yo, what's up? So the next prediction is for Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay. This is another late edition match that got added last week on Rampage, I believe. So here's my prediction for that. Now, it all started with Jericho, who was looking like he was going to disband the JAS and join Callis's group, but that didn't seem to happen. Obviously, it turned out like Don Callis thought that he was going to say no, and then obviously he revealed the picture. He's holding Jericho's head like this, like as if to say, calling for his assassination, and then it all just went south. And then all of a sudden, now he's brought in Will Ospreay, Don Callis, to face Chris Jericho. Now, as great as Jericho is, and as much as the Ocho and the Goat and the Painmaker and, you know, all these other things that he is, as great as he is, this is Will Ospreay, man. Like, this is Will Ospreay, the person that's having the ultimate rivalry with Kenny freaking Omega right now, you know? I don't see Jericho beating Kenny Omega. I don't see Jericho beating Will Ospreay. I really don't. I mean, unless it's nefarious means, like the JAS come and somehow help him. Oh, and that could be a point, actually, because Sammy Guevara was in it. But then at the same time, Will Ospreay has just changed the title to instead of the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship, now it's the UK Heavyweight Championship. So the fact that he's just changed that belt to his own type of custom belt, I don't think it would look good to make him lose his first match since then. So for that reason, and obviously, although there can be nefarious means for Will Ospreay to lose, it would be the exact same reason why Jericho loses and why Will Ospreay wins. So my prediction for that match, Will Ospreay to beat Chris Jericho at All In.
Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho in a one-on-one match, which was sure to be a dream match, really. The best of the past versus the best of today. Yeah, an all-time great versus a future all-time great. So yeah, this is a nice surprise. I'm happy for Will Ospreay that he's got a chance to like showcase his talents in front of the biggest UK crowd that ever has been at this point. And like hey, for a while at least, there ever will be. So it's a great opportunity for him. I think he definitely deserves it. He's gonna put on like a great show. In terms of who wins though, I'm gonna go with Ospreay for the win. I just feel that Jericho's at this point in his career where he's happy to put over people. Yeah, and like Will Ospreay winning in his hometown, like even if it's by nefarious means, would be great. Yeah. Yeah. I could see Jericho winning because obviously he's supposed to be the good guy in this situation. But yeah, I'm still gonna go Will Ospreay for the win.
The UK's very own Will Ospreay with Don Callis in his corner versus Mr. AEW. Mr. Judas himself, formerly Mr. Jericho Appreciation Society, formerly Mr. Inner Circle, but the man himself. And this is what I believe will open AEW All In. Mr. Chris Jericho, I believe we will sing Fozzy, we will sing Judas to open the show. That has match one vibes all over it. And I believe we'll be singing it on his way out as well, because as much as it seems that, put it this way, Will Ospreay isn't AEW yet, and I believe we have another UK winner in our midst. So it's not going to be an all UK victory. And come on, it's Chris Jericho, baby. There's no way he could lose. Well, he does it. But yeah, I think Don Callis is going to have an extra extended part. And who knows, maybe Jericho might help the Golden Elite or something. Who knows? But either way, sorry, Don, you're going to have your victory on the other side, but Ospreay's not winning this one. He's not winning this one. This is all about Chris Jericho.
Oh, man. Chris Jericho and Will Ospreay. One of my Mount Rushmore wrestlers in Chris Jericho, one of my favorite of all time, and in my opinion, the best wrestler on the planet at the moment in Will Ospreay. Dude, like, this is going to be fireworks. So much so that AJ thinks that this is going to be the opener and we're going to be singing Judas. Yeah, I would probably agree, but I can also see this being inserted halfway through when the crowd starts to have that dip and you need to pick them up with the energy. This would be the perfect match also. I can't wait for this. I feel Tony Khan is going to make us feel good as far as the English wrestlers are concerned. More on that as well in another match, obviously. Will Ospreay has to win this. And Jericho winning it would be too early because you need more of what's going on with this whole Callis family madness. So I'm going to go with Jericho on this one. Sorry, not Jericho. I'm going to go with Will Ospreay on this one to beat Jericho. And people who are saying that, oh, this feels rushed. It's like, hang on. Don Callis was planting seeds for this with Will Ospreay weeks and weeks ago. This has been a well-booked match, for me at least. Will Ospreay to win and to absolutely light up Wembley. I can't wait to see this.
And again, I'm on the island again. I don't know how to play this. Nervous as hell. Come on, Chris. Oh dear, it's not looking good for me. Anyway, let's go on from the UK Pride title to the real championship as CM Punk takes on Samoa Joe for the real title, even though there's a real title being challenged for in the main event. But anyway, two very strong veterans in the game clashing one more time. How do we vote? Let's have a look.
So the next match is for the AEW Real World Championship, taking a page out of Ric Flair's WWE early stint there. CM Punk and Samoa Joe. So this is interesting because I thought it was going to be for the television championship. Now it turns out to be for the Real World Championship. I don't know how this is going to go. I might have got that wrong, actually. I'm not even sure. All I know is that it's CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. Pretty interesting, this, because if I remember correctly, didn't Samoa Joe always beat him in Ring of Honor? It's really interesting to know that, because that kind of tells me everything that in this match, it's going to be the one where CM Punk gets over Samoa Joe. So purely for that sense, I'm going to say CM Punk will retain the Real World Championship title and beat Samoa Joe. So CM Punk for the win.
CM Punk versus Samoa Joe for the Rio World Championship. Yeah, very interesting what they're doing with CM Punk in terms of him holding the Rio World Championship. But yeah, this is gonna be a good match. I wish they hadn't given it us already in the Owen Hart tournament, collision, because it would be nice to for it to be a first time in many years here. But also, it's two big stars, two big names fighting each other. I can't see Samoa Joe getting the window in front of a crowd like the All In crowd. So ultimately, I'm gonna have to go with CM Punk retaining his Real World Championship because I feel the plan is obviously for him to build up to facing whoever is gonna be, the actual real world champion down the line, whether that's Cole or whether that's MJF. That is the match that they're building towards. So yeah, CM Punk's gonna hold that title, his title, at least until then.
CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. Now apparently they want a piece. I'm not too sure. I'm aware they've got Ring of Honor history. I'm aware they were both in WWE, but I don't think they ever got a chance to touch each other there. And I think they probably met in Impact somewhere along the way, but it didn't mean that much. And now it's an AEW thing. So I understand there's great history in that, and I respect both of these guys, so please don't think I'm essing on this. There is history on this. They are two fantastic wrestlers. And it's for the real championship. I know Joe's holding a TV title. CM Punk's holding the AEW title with an X, like he thinks he's Hulk Hogan or Hollywood Hogan with the NWO stuff on it. But hey, challenge the real champ if you want to fight for the real title. But I'm going to go with Punk for the win. To get to the point, I think Punk is going to hold that title. This sets the tone for Punk. It's CM Punk, for God's sakes. It's just the way it is. Joe is Joe. Joe will always do what he has to do. Again, he's Ring of Honor. This is AEW. All owned by the same man, I'm aware. But I believe that, we're just going to see what the cult of personality is about. Joe is a consistent guy to help put people over and do what he has to do. Punk is good friends with Joe in real life, and this feud is obviously sold another way. But to establish Punk as a true champ and to chase the champ, this is the way to go about it. And it just doesn't work any other way. So CM Punk for the victory. It will be a barn burner because these are two seasoned vets who know how to put on what they need to put on. So that's the one, but CM Punk for the win.
Punk versus Samoa Joe. This one's quite straightforward for me because this whole match is created around Joe's promo, which was, our legacy is too big to be finished in a surprise roll-up. CM Punk finally got his win over Samoa Joe a few weeks ago on Collision, but it was by means of a surprise roll-up, and prior to that, Punk had never beaten Joe. So what we need to do here is have Punk beat Joe on a big stage and beat him convincingly. Now, I've bet against Samoa Joe on pay-per-views before, and it's not ended well for me. None of us called Joe to have both belts when it was him versus Wardlow versus I don't remember. But Joe walked away with both the TNT Championship and the Ring of Honor TV title. So it's not smart to bet against Samoa Joe under a Tony Khan booking system. But Punk has to get this. Punk needs to get this, and he needs to get it convincingly. CM Punk to win.
Punk versus Samoa Joe. Well, I think I know my feelings on Punk. I'm still gonna sing along to his trip when he comes out, Cult of Personality, because it's not his tune, but Cult of Personality for me reminds me of Guitar Heroes, not Punk, but nonetheless, it's good to see Samoa Joe again. It's gonna be great. The crowd's gonna go nuts when they see Punk come out, so yeah, that'd be a good thing just to get that vibe from the crowd. Not a big fan of the guy, but it's a show of retaining, so I gotta go with Punk for the victory on this one, and he's the biggest star right now in AEW, so I can't see them taking the belt off him right now. So yeah, winner of this match, CM Punk.
Like a clean sweep for CM Punk on this one. It's Guys, CM Punk in it. It's CM Punk. What more can we do? What more can we do? Okay, guys, let's keep it moving. This show's going on a bit. So we're going to go for the trios match. House of Black versus The Acclaim for the trios title. Which way did we hit? Let's have a look.
Okay, 6-man tag team championship. House of Black versus The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. Badass Billy Gunn, if you will. Yeah, this is a great match, interesting match. And to be honest, I don't see going through this storyline with Billy Gunn to make him come back and get his ass whipped. I reckon it's going to be one of the special moments in London for Billy Gunn and The Acclaim to be holding up those titles and everything. Yeah, like they're gonna get a massive pop when they come out anyway. And like hey, maybe even in it, like Billy Gunn might come out to his old music if he is somehow allowed to do that. Either way, Billy Gunn and The Acclaimed make the crowd happy and give them one of their more special moments at All In by securing those 6-man tag team championships.
So here we go. The House of Black versus The Acclaimed and the returning Daddy Ass. So here we go. I mean, look, all over the place. Everyone knows that my team in AEW is the House of Black, and I am over the moon that they have held the trios title. Like, personally, my favorite trios champs. But there is two things out here. One, the last time they had an open challenge, House of Black beat The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. Point two, I'm a degenerate. I've always been a degenerate. And the fact that I am finally going to see Billy Gunn live has got me in a state. I am so happy for this. And let's be honest, this is a returning Billy Gunn. So we have to go down the only route that we can go down. And that's the way that everybody loves this answer, because everybody loves The Acclaimed. And if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Sesame. Because, yeah, that's the one. Daddy Ass and The Acclaimed are taking the trios title. House of Black, I'm sorry, because I love you guys. Malachi, everything that you guys have done has been amazing, but it's getting a little dry, and it's time to put some gold back on The Acclaimed.
Okay, so House of Black versus The Acclaimed and the returning Billy Gunn. I'm so excited this has been added to the card. This has got a really nice storyline built around it. So I think the way you have to go with this is, look, you've got Billy Gunn returning from retirement, his 2-week retirement. But the story here being that The Acclaimed were unable to win gold with Billy. Come on, the writing's on the wall. This has to happen now. It's sad because the House of Black have been such good trios champions. I would argue even better than the Elite. They've really legitimized those belts. But I do feel that you've got to go... You've got to go with a nice, heartfelt story on this. So my pick is going to be The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn to win. And I can't wait for Max Caster's rap in London. That's going to be incredible. But yeah, Billy Gunn getting gold. The old hero, the old war dog getting gold with his new boys. That's going to be such a feel-good moment. So yeah, The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass to win.
House of Black versus... I know one person in this group that's going to enjoy this match because they love to do the... And you got Billy Gunn. I hope he's there because, yeah... I like that guy. He made 2 things bad, like in the crutch chop and now Sesame Daddy. So yeah, it should be the Acclaim. Should be the one because everyone loves it. I want to hear what they rap about as well. Oh yeah, but matters not. It's gonna be retention for this title, and it's gonna be House of Black. This time it's not because I'm just being a cynic. It should be the House of Black retaining because they need to be better than they are right now. So yeah, winner of this match, House of Black.
Yo, what's up? So the next match is for the Trios Championship, the AEW Trios Championship. So for me, it's between House of Black and The Acclaim with Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn has made his comeback and he's teamed up with The Acclaimed again. This is their second time at achieving greatness in terms of the Trios title, and Billy Gunn holding the title again. It didn't work the first time, so I don't know. This is really interesting. House of Black obviously have been dominating over the last couple of weeks. So they've defended the titles a couple of times as well. But this has really got something behind it, I think. And if this is Billy Gunn's last title opportunity, then hey man, I'll just say let him have it. If he's going to hang up his boots for real soon, then hey, just let him have it, man. It would be a nice accomplishment for that to happen, and I'd be really happy for him as well. Although it's the same things that I can't rule out House of Black because they are hot right now, you know. What if they were to follow up on this and Billy Gunn turns on the Acclaimed? He can still do it. Do you know what I mean? Especially the fact that he said he's turning back to badass Billy Gunn instead of daddy ass. There's something there, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's real. It's real tempting to think that he could still do a massive heel turn on them, where everyone thinks that he's finally going to win it, and he turns on them, and then the House of Black retain their titles. But I'm just going to say, for nostalgic reasons, yeah, I know I might risk a point here, but you know what? The Acclaimed and badass Billy Gunn, as he called himself, to win the trios titles.
Okay. So one man has gone House of Black, and I get it. Then I get it. I'm House of Black, but yeah, if he's badass Billy Gunn as well, but your heel turn's not far off. I just think it might be under that guy soon because his boys are there. So yeah, we'll see how it is. But yeah, right now it's time for the main event. The guys who opened the show are gonna close the show. It's MJF. It's Adam Cole. Who's better than who, baby? We're gonna find out. Let's see which way the guys vote. The main event. Better than you, baby. Go to Clash because it's better than you, MJF versus Adam Cole, baby. Now, here's the thing. If you listen to my 0 hour prediction, I believe Kingdom are coming out and they're going to try to help Adam Cole, and it's going to go wrong and it's going to get screwed. I believe very much more of the same is going to come out. I believe MJF is taking this victory. Now I'm going to hit it on 2 prongs. One, I believe MJF is taking this victory because they're going to come out one more time and they're going to try to assist Adam Cole for the victory. But Adam is going to prove that he is indeed actually friends with MJF. Send him back, and as he turns around, boom! Whatever it is MJF is going to do, I don't think he's going to use the ring on him, but he's going to take the victory. Hopefully they'll shake hands after, that's that. But more importantly, and this is my key point to this, if we are going to see CM Punk as the true champ, with the highest respect to Adam Cole, that is all exciting and people can celebrate and it can be a promo of you are the new champ, but this is the real champ. But let's be honest, Adam Cole versus CM Punk will be exciting, but not as exciting as MJF, CM Punk Part 2. So let the real champ meet the real champ, or the better than you champ, and let them clash one more time because that has been one of the biggest things AEW's ever done. So let's go for it. MJF to win the main event. Sorry, Adam Cole, because you are my boy. You are my boy, but MJF for the victory.
And we come to our main event of the evening. MJF versus Adam Cole. I got a nice, juicy, big call to make here. Here's what I think is going to happen. These two earlier in the night will have not won the tag titles. There will have been some animosity over it, which has created the divide, which is going to mean that they can have a nastier match than they would have had otherwise. MJF has an ace up his sleeve, and I believe it's an ace up his sleeve that no one has seen coming. It's this little comedy thing they've had going on their brochacho promos. It's this little comedy thing they've had going in the background as a recurring theme, and I think no one's been paying enough attention to it, but the seeds have been there all along. And that's Roderick Strong. I think Roderick Strong is going to turn on Adam Cole on the basis that Adam Cole has been mistreating him so much and not paying attention to him. He's going to be like the toxic ex-girlfriend type thing. And I believe MJF has been planning this all along. I believe he's secretly aligned himself with Roderick Strong to really get at Adam Cole. And MJF's been telling us the last few weeks, despite being a face, He's been saying, I'm still a scumbag. I'm still the devil. But we're all cheering for him. So story-wise, we haven't even been listening, even though he's been telling us, hey, pay attention. I'm still a scumbag. If you don't want to listen to me, you're going to find out the hard way. And that hard way, I believe, is going to be Roderick Strong screwing Adam Cole out of his world championship and MJF becoming a big, nasty heel again, which is, as good as he's been as a face, he belongs as a heel. That's just his natural point in life. And yeah, MJF is going to retain this through, to quote Big Tone, nefarious means. He doesn't need the Dynamite Diamond Ring. He needs the leader of Diamond Mine, or whatever the hell they were called in NXT. Knowing him, he could actually have a fun little play with that. But yeah, Roderick's going to betray Cole here, and MJF's going to be the devil again.
Right. So Adam Cole versus MJF. Let's keep it going, keep it fresh with the retaining show. Everything retained. And from saying that, you know I'm picking MJF, because as much as we'd love to see Adam Cole take the title, MJF is retaining. I don't think they're dropping the title so quick. He's got a long-term booking. This has got a really good booking, and MJF is returning because he's such a prick, and gotta love him. I want to hear what he's going to say about his UK fans wearing a Burberry top. How is he going to put us down? Are we going to boo? Are we going to cheer? We're the UK fans, so of course we're going to cheer the heel fans. We're cheering everyone. Gonna be loud. MJF to win.
Yo, so the next prediction is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship between MJF and Adam Cole, baby. Now this is interesting because this is going to be off the back of the Ring of Honor Tag Team title match that they've had, or that they're going to have. So it's going to be very interesting how this is going to go. It's either going to be very violent because of the turn or the double turn in the tag team match, or it's going to be hella awkward because they're tag team champs and they're friends, or are they really friends? And then, it's just going to be pretty hard. And then obviously it's going to take something for them to get a little bit serious, like all matches do when it's two faces or two favourites facing each other. They have that little feel out, and then obviously it takes a slap in the face or maybe like a little something to get those blows fully coming in. The other question is, could Roderick Strong get involved in this match? What if he doesn't get involved in the tag team match, but gets involved in the world title match, or gets involved in both? Roderick Strong could be the reason why Adam Cole doesn't get anything here, which will also be an interesting rivalry should they decide to make them face each other, Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. But then that being said, who does MJF go on to after that? Well, I think that's exactly what's going to happen, because maybe it will be CM Punk he goes on to. I just somehow believe that something's going to cost Adam Cole that world title match, whether it's through nefarious means or whether it's Roderick Strong, the side chick effect. I think something's going to cost him this match again. Don't see MJF losing it, although it would be very shocking if they did. I mean, my question is, what championship is going to change hands at Wembley Stadium at All In? I don't see it being the world title. As a matter of fact, it's very hard to see any titles changing hands besides the women's world title, to be fair. So with that being said, I don't think, as he says in his words, that anyone's on the level of the devil. So that being said, still better than them, and they know it. Still your AEW World Champion MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Baby.
MJF versus Adam Cole for the World Heavyweight Championship. Wow, this is the big one. The crowd's going to be off the charts. Great storytelling, and I'm invested to see who actually wins here. Now, how do we get to the end of this match? Now, I feel the whole thing with them winning the titles at the start of the night, the Ring of Honor titles, is part of like some big massive swerve that's gonna come from either MJF or Adam Cole's side. Because like there's so many things I could see happening, yeah. I feel like the most obvious thing is for MJF to betray Adam Cole, prove that he is the devil one, blah blah blah, whatever he likes to say. And then like maybe the next night on Dynamite, yeah, like just dump the Ring of Honor tag team title in the bin. Like, that would get massive heat. And that's some typical MJF thing to do. However, though, that is pretty much the safe bet. Yeah. And I think AEW are more willing to like play it like dangerous here. And I think it would actually be a great subversion of expectation if Adam Cole actually was the one to turn on MJF. Yeah, like it would justify MJF becoming a bigger prick than ever. Yeah, and it would also be a great shocking moment. So how would MJF do this? Yeah, like one of two things. This whole Roderick Strong being like, the third wheel thing and made to look like a little bitch. I feel that might be a swerve in itself for us to get the inevitable ending to this match, yeah, which would be one of two things. Either like the Kingdom like joins Adam Cole, or Adam Cole joins the Kingdom, and like because they've been hanging around with Ruddy, and all three of them help Cole to become champion. Hell, it could be like even the undisputed era sort of like returning, yeah, with Kyle O'Reilly coming back. I don't know if Bobby Fish is available, but hey, it could be that. Yeah, like either way, I don't feel this match is gonna have a straight finish and one person just gets pinned and that's it. But which one we gonna go for? Because again, like I feel they want that lengthy reign of MJF, but if you're gonna break it up, like no better place to do it, yeah, would be better than All In. Whew, this is hard. I'm gonna go with damn. I'm gonna go with MJF somehow retaining. Yeah, like I want to bet against him. I go for Adam Cole, but I just don't see them like breaking up his title reign so soon. Yeah, so I'm gonna go MJF.
Oh, so it seems that everyone believes the devil is still on another level. The means behind it are definitely nefarious. Nico's got a good call. Big Tone's got another call. I thought he was going to go down the Nico route there for a second, but he didn't. But okay, guys, more than anything, how are you feeling about this card? It's a big one. It's an exciting one. Can't wait to see you all down there. I will be down there. Look out for the t-shirt. Hit us up if you do see us. And if you aren't available there, guys, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Ministry of Wrestling. It used to be called Twitter, now it's called X. Hit us up at MOW News. Yeah, we're all about the wrestling, guys. It's going to be a big show. It's ticking on a bit now, so I'm just going to wrap it now. So until the next time, I am the one AJ. I will see you soon, and I'm out. See ya.